Yet another political podcast. Come together and yap with us.
Hello there, yappers. We're back for yet another week of Misfit News. I'm Dustin.
I'm Adam.
And we're here to yap at you. That is yet another political podcast. Today, we're going to be talking Mark Wayne being confirmed. Mark Wayne! ICE at the airports. The Trump cabinet meeting, which was, I did not have this on my radar when I booked today and, made the preview and stuff. Yeah, there's some nuggets of truth and stupidity in there, and we'll get to those. So let's start with kind of
$1,000
wait, hold on, and then
who
have we got over here?
Hello, Robbie Sherman, the big fucking kahuna y'all been waiting for. Pleasure to be here.
The piece de resistance.
By the way, I am no longer what they call a three-dimensional object anymore, so I'm gonna be off camera. Yeah.
All right.
It happens to you as you get older. I'm sorry, people.
You got to do what you got to do, friend. So yeah, we're gonna start with. Are you able to see with whatever you're using?
Oh yeah, I can see you fine.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a floating orb that pulsates.
Hey, you'll get there one day, young man.
You got to earn your stripes.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff from the Mark Wayne confirmation yesterday. Here's the very basic bit of it.
And we're thrilled to swear in our new Secretary of Homeland Security, great American patriot.
Get him, Mark Wayne!
Mark Wayne Mullen.
I do solemnly swear.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Congratulations,
Oh my God.
Secretary.
You should take a shot every time you gotta hear that fucking name said all the way through.
Mark Wayne!
Mark Wayne Mullen! Yeah! This is crazy.
There's just something infinitely screamable about having those two first names crammed together into one with no hyphen. And he doesn't even sound like it, but every time I hear his name, all I hear in my head is, "Get Mark Wayne!"
Kick his ass, you ass.
Yeah, he's our new DHS secretary, so that's something. He's walking into an administration that has no funding, partially because Democrats won't fund ICE, but also now because the Republicans don't want to do the alternate bill where we'll fund everything but ICE, including TSA and everybody else that's not getting paid, like the Coast Guard.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the mainstream Democrats, which is pretty much most of the party, they're willing to fund ICE. They just want, them to have actual warrants. And they want, if they murder someone in the streets, that, that's investigated. And, if people have found to have broken the law, be held accountable. Crazy shit like that, I'm on the abolish ICE side. Fucking get rid of them. We didn't have them before 9/11. It's a fucking corrupt fucking bunch of bullshit.
That's my thing,
bunch
too.
Of thugs, But,
we had a Democratic president in office when ICE was around before all this, and they were perfectly happy to look away at kids in cages back then. Yeah, that's been creating a lot of my cynicism towards the Dems. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to talk about it.
No,
don't talk about that.
This all started with the Trump
party. I'm not supposed to talk bad about them. I know. I'm sorry.
This all started with Trump. This isn't just an exacerbation of an existing problem because you have a bunch of incompetent fucking pieces of shit in charge.
No, it's just way worse now.
Yeah.
So other notable things out of this confirmation, at this point, I kind of don't care. I'm glad Christie's gone, but honestly, this guy just took a step down. He was a sitting fucking senator. And he took this job that guaranteed he will not be the last DHS administrator in the Trump administration. I would put money on that.
No, we gave him about what, four to five Scaramucci's, something like that.
Yeah, and that sounds about right. I think he'll get at least a year, and then something will drag him down ultimately.
You're more optimistic than I am. I think he's got maybe 6 months tops, but we'll see.
No.
Something bad, something horrible is going to happen, and he's going to be dragged before a committee. Like, no, absolutely make Trump look bad, and that will be the thing that will get him gone. You know, incompetence is fine, but don't make Trump look bad.
What's up, Josh? Get him, Mark Wayne!
Get him, Mark Wayne!
So the other couple of like notable things that came out of this, this was like a whole hour-long slog where there was a lot of reporters asking a lot of questions at the Mark Wayne confirmation.
The Democrats are thugs, and I don't want to say that. It would be nice to everyone get along, but it's a different country than it was years ago.
I wish they would call me daddy. The Democrats are thugs. Why don't they call me daddy like everybody else does? God,
why can't we be friends anymore just because I call them the evil of America on a daily basis and rile my base of easily unhinged people up?
Just because I call them communists? Just because I say they fuck children? Just because I call them communists?
Just because.
Well, I'm pretty sure just being, who was it said terrorists? Can't remember if it was Kristi Noem in a speech, but Democrats are terrorists, basically. It's like, God forbid you say anything bad about them, and then you've gone too far if you give them a little taste of their medicine, you know?
Sure.
You got some crunch and munch going on over there, Mommy?
I didn't think you knew that. Okay. Found out.
We can hear you.
I know it's not a goddamn crunch and munch, man.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh, no.
Get that crunch and munch for me, Mark Wayne!
Mark Wayne loves crunch and munch.
All right. The last thing that I had pulled out of the Mark Wayne.
They're talking to us, and they're talking sense. They've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon.
I'm actually not sure why I clipped this one. I think this was in further. There was supposed to be more.
Oh, well, it's all the problem, at least.
Fuck.
We couldn't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's basically the gist of it.
We don't need to send troops over. It'll be fine now. He solved the problem.
Yeah,
no
they already have sent troops.
Well, they've got some troops staged and ready to go.
Oh, okay. So they haven't actually sent.
There's no boots on the ground
Iran
yet.
Okay.
They're in the Middle East, ready to.
I mean, there might be a few around, just to keep an eye on things, and the ones that were already there, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we've got our destroyers and stuff parked not too far away, but who knows what's actually reliable. But CNN was reporting that Iran, what's the island there? It's in the Strait of Hormuz, right? Yeah. That they're like fortifying it and setting mines and booby traps and stuff, preparing for an invasion. So,
well, that's their terminal to export most of their oil out of. So it's kind of a big deal for them, and it would be a big deal for us to take.
Yeah. I mean, that would be one of the most strategic things to take over. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much in the middle of the bend in the strait. So
I mean, if you march to Tehran and what is that going to accomplish? Besides the photo op like they got with Saddam.
Yeah, and that's like a whole thing. Tehran's in the complete other side of Iran, on the other side of a couple of different mountain ranges.
Yeah, I don't think it has any real strategic importance. As far as trying to pressure them into what you want to do. Which apparently is the deal they already had under Obama, just without his name on it.
Yeah, that's one of the things he goes into in the cabinet meeting today is how it was a good thing that during my first administration we ripped up that stupid Iran deal so they didn't get all their money. That money that Obama took over on a plane and physically gave them.
Yeah.
I don't know why that rumor has persisted, and that's literally we'll get to that because I've got a 5-minute video about the
because
cabinet
they're
meeting
allergic to
today.
fucking facts, man. You can put facts right in front of their face, and it's just they're in a cult. They're not gonna see what they don't want to see.
I mean, we've all seen like Pam Bondi's roast notes. We've all seen the stupid
The
little
bird
deflections.
book.
Yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy how stupid it is. They can't even like use actual facts to burn people. They just make shit up all the time.
They're eating the cats and the dogs, those Somalis or Haitians.
Ugh,
One of those
God.
ones.
So
That
before
stuff
we
is
move
murder. Sorry.
into the Trump cabinet meeting from today, any thoughts on Mark Wayne before we leave him behind for?
I mean,
while,
he's got to be one of the most dangerous politicians we've ever had in office, right? Like he will just straight up try to fight someone in the middle of a fucking hearing. He has that much stupid, ridiculous confidence in himself, that he thinks he's above the basic sense of law that even these like shitty Republicans often try to view in public, like it feels insane that this guy is being put into the position he is.
It is insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's completely untenable.
The guy with no background in law enforcement, without a bachelor's degree.
Yep.
And now he's in a top law enforcement position.
Yeah.
He knows how to run a plumbing company, though. I mean,
the whole idea behind DHS was that instead of having, I think the idea is good behind it, which is that it is supposed to coordinate information between agencies. I think that has grown in scope beyond that, but that was the original idea behind having Department of Homeland Security. Does this fucking guy even understand any of the mechanisms to make that basic function work, like coordinating different agencies? Like, I feel like you would have to have a deep understanding of each of those agencies to do the job correctly so that you understand how to be like a linchpin, But no, he fucking tried to rip that dude's sign out of his hand at the State of the Union. So Trump's like, "You're my guy, Mark Wayne." Fucking
go get Mark Wayne.
It's pure fucking insanity. Anyways, that's my thoughts. It's fucking insane. It's right in line with the rest of this administration.
I'll say about DHS is like, okay, if you want to conglomerate most of the other agencies that are in there, fine. But the Coast Guard never should have been. They should stay like should have stayed under the direction of the Navy and like.
Well, they
Department of Defense and FEMA too.
Though.
FEMA should not be rolled up in fucking Homeland Security. Fuck yourself.
I agree on that, but I mean the Coast Guard protects the border, so
like I kind of get that, but
if you're gonna have BDP or BPD, I mean,
but like I want those guys paid. I actually like those guys. Pretty much the rest of DHS can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I got something that's going to reassure everyone here. Okay. I promise Mark Wayne Muller.
Mark Wayne.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Like
Mark
Rodney
Wayne
Mullen,
Mullen,
the
I
skipper.
promise that man will do as good of a job as our beloved Cash Patel is doing with the FBI. I mean, man,
I think so too.
Cash Patel. Yeah, I think they're going to be equals on that level.
That's a dynamic duo right there.
You're damn right, buddy.
Did they ever? Who
Mark
filled
Wayne, that's my
Bongino's
fault.
role as assistant FBI, or was the role ever filled?
Probably not.
No, they're
if
just
you remember his first
around.
Term, he had so much turmoil that there were many positions that weren't filled. So you just get somebody else who's now doing like Homan's bit was put in charge temporarily.
Yeah, for a while,
you know what I
Rubio
mean?
here was like the head of like a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, you just make them, because that always works out really well. Like when you have one person trying to do like 3 people's jobs.
You can wear more hats. You put a hat right on top of the hat, sir.
Hey, if you have one good asset, it's easy to management. Art of the deal, 101, baby. This guy.
Fucking 4D chess, bro.
All right, we've been at this part for like 15 minutes. Let's
Okay,
I've got a
Fuck Mark
5-minute
Wayne.
video here that
That's
we're just
fine.
gonna just kind of riff on for a while.
All right.
This is a whole thing.
One thing we're very disappointed, I'll say it publicly, we're very disappointed with NATO because NATO has done absolutely nothing.
I don't
We'll
know
come to
NATO.
their rescue, but they will never come to ours. They have been decisively defeated. We're free to roam
I
over
wonder
their
why.
cities and towns and destroy all of their crazy nuclear weapons and missiles and drones that they're building. And we're doing that. We're focused here
We did
at
it.
home on
We did it
building
so
the
good.
greatest economy in the history of the world. We had to take a little detour. Won't be long. Gonna end soon. We had to take a little detour, go to Iran, and we had to put out a fire.
Little
Very
detour.
dangerous fire that could have blown
No
up
fire, just a little
portions of the world.
But they're fighting at a time where we are about to enter as Christians
Get 'em,
the
JD!
most important week of the
As
Christian
Christians.
calendar, the Holy Week that celebrates the return of
Hey, I
Jesus
think there was
Christ to
somebody that
Jerusalem.
forgot to
So
ask
I
about
want to say
that
to all of
Christian
my fellow American Christians, but particularly those serving in the Gulf, that I wish you all a very blessed Easter, a very blessed Holy Week.
Be
This is
blessed.
the weakest Iran has ever been. Imagine what these people would do if they had a nuclear weapon. That is an unacceptable risk for the world. The world is going to be a safer and a better place
that's how they
when
can just
President
keep
Trump's
blowing
mission
up
here
by
is achieved.
fucking
And frankly, I think countries
Israel.
around the world, even those that are out there complaining about this a little bit, should actually be grateful that the United States has a president that's willing
Have
to
you said
confront.
thank
Thank you for doing the work
Did you say
of
thank
the
you?
free world and having the courage to step up and stop the Iranian terror regime.
Watch
from
Trump
holding the
fall
world
asleep
hostage.
here. He's
That's really
asleep.
what it is. And 27 days ago, Iran had a
He keeps,
modern
like,
military.
micro waking
Never in
up for a
recorded
second,
history
then
has a
falling
nation's
back
military been
asleep.
so quickly and effectively
The Adderall's wearing
neutralized.
off, man.
Operation Epic Fury is not an endless war. It's a
you
decisive campaign with clear objectives.
Wait,
This
I
is
thought it
stuff
wasn't a war.
for legacy. You're either informing the American
part of the
people
legacy.
truth or you're not. And watch people stand in the Senate and declare the war is lost before it even started. Who was that? It was Harry Reid. That was the Democrats and the media working hand in glove. Back then it was 3 years into a war. Now we're 3 weeks into an operation.
Okay, I need to pause there because this to me is one of the stupidest things I heard out of this whole thing. Like, you don't get the analogy that you're trying to make here. Harry Reid said after 3 years that we were wasting our time in an endless war. And here we are after 3 weeks, and you have a chance to divert and not get into that endless war because that after 3 years turned into 20 for nothing. So think very carefully after 3 weeks before this turns into another 20-year fucking quagmire.
Yeah.
These people
Oh, yeah.
string together whatever fucking word comes to their head with no thought. It's wild. It's like reading James Joyce or something. It's I mean, I like James Joyce more than listening to these dumbasses, but yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, remember when they did the whole, we invaded Iraq and they just did the whole stunt with the mission accomplished, and we were there for
Mission accomplished.
another 2 decades. It's yeah. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's the thing.
It just,
They don't
like, so
understand.
deeply unqualified for like anything, like for life.
Marco actually is probably the most knowledgeable,
Smartest
but
one on
he
screen
is
here.
completely, subservient at this point. I mean, look at him pause. It's almost like he's in a moment where he's just like processing how much he's fucking like.
I swear that there's this face.
Sold his fucking soul out. You know what I mean? Like.
So
I'm
my
licking
wife pointed this out
Trump's
to
ass
me
in my mouth.
today that like Marco gets this face when he's near Trump often, and we think this is the face of him smelling Trump's diaper. And this
Yeah.
is like he like shuts down and like goes to his like finds his power animal slide like
Oh my
to hide
god.
Well, that
from
makes sense.
what he's dealing
smelling
with.
he's smelling the diaper, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like I was kind of a piece of shit before, but I've gone full on
and
fascist.
there it
fuck.
is. There it
And
is.
that's just that.
And
little
I'm
bit of
smelling an
whatever's
old
left of
man's
his-
diaper to boot. Cool.
Whatever's left of
cool.
his soul, fucking slowly withering.
These
from
fucking
that
people, the diaries they keep beside their bed must read like history's greatest atrocities. Like, you could never understand the full plight of it. Or we probably never will because they'll never release the Epstein files. But like, I bet they talk about all that shit among themselves, like in private and shit. That's why the rumors pop up, because they're too loose-lipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know,
there's
man.
we're only halfway through this thing, but I had to pause because this was so dumb what Hegseth walked himself into.
And overnight, not only do they not have a Navy, Mr. President, they no longer have a Navy commander. Many of the Iranian military
Yeah, we killed
factories
him
and
last
bases that we're systematically destroying were paid for by the pallets of American cash that Barack Obama flew into Tehran under the Iran deal. We pray for.
Remember? I remember. You remember when Barack Obama personally delivered like $1 billion in like straight up hard American currency to the Tehran regime?
You remember
Yeah, it
in
wasn't a
the
bank
fucking
transfer.
1950s when we put the head of Tehran in? That's the problem with these guys. We already have like massive insurrections happening in the past, and they just try to cover it up by playing hardball with former presidents. It's fucking dumb.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
look,
well,
Trump's asleep again here.
You can't
Yeah.
expect your average American to know history
Yeah.
because they can't
Yeah.
even fucking remember like how things happened 5 years ago, let alone like what has gone on to lead us
Yeah.
to where we are now, But
for a deal,
pallets
and
of
we welcome
cash,
a deal.
Obama.
And we have the ultimate deal maker to make it happen.
Did he
of our
drop the
country.
Hussein?
This
I missed
president,
that too.
President Trump has your back. And I know this cabinet prays for
President
you
Trump doesn't have
every
your back. He's
single day.
asleep.
I get sued over a ballroom that's going to be the most beautiful ballroom in the
Oh,
country. So
ballroom.
Oh,
desperately
thank
needed.
fucking
Here we
God.
go.
The
So
Justice
ball.
desperate.
Roberts
Desperately
doesn't
needed.
like when I say it. But the judges are really hurting this country. And frankly,
By
the
the way, good to
justices,
see you,
the
Alyssa.
Supreme Court.
Justices.
Even the
Has really
Supreme
hurt our
Court
country,
that
too.
get given him.
So this pen is very inexpensive.
Oh, here it is. The
Yeah.
whole Sharpie
But it
thing.
writes well. I like it. But I can't have the pen the way it was. You know what it is. I don't want to give
The
them too
pen
much
is
publicity, but
mightier.
They do treat me well, Sharpie. And you hand pens out, you're signing and you hand them out, you're handing them to all these people.
Pens
Sometimes
out.
you have 30, 40 people. And they were $1,000 a piece. Beautiful pen, ballpoint.
I think Marco just sighed.
1,000. It was gold, silver, gorgeous. But I'm handing
There
out
it
to
is.
kids
There's that
don't
face
even know
again.
what they're-
Yeah.
What is
He's
this,
smelling
Mommy?
it.
It's kids. They're getting
He's
a pen
trying
for
not to
$1,000.
puke.
They have
Excess
no
too
idea.
drunk.
Grandpa's getting excited.
I
That's
signed
why.
it, there's no ink. And I got all you people looking, and you're saying there must be something wrong with Trump. Saying Sharpie. As I'm signing a $1 trillion airplane contract.
You'll
Somebody
get
hit me
one,
with a pen.
Alyssa. Don't you
He said, well, I
worry.
can make it nicer.
I believe
said, what
in
can
you.
you do? He said, I'll
It's
paint
gonna
it
be
black.
the nicest
He
ballroom
said, that's
ever.
nice. And I
God
can even
damn
paint
right it will
the
be,
White
baby.
House on it, sir, if you like, in gold. And I can even do your signature, sir. They went out and inspected them in Minnesota, and they didn't.
They went out on a
He's still-
speculum in Minnesota. I just
What the fuck?
Speculum.
throwing that out there.
exist.
Is that a Bruce Springsteen
They're
song?
knocking into. He happens to be a young man, Nick, nice young man.
No, that's
He's
a
done a very
Herbie
good job.
Hancock
They're
record.
knocking on doors. It's like homes, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of that. They didn't exist, but
You
I
get
think
the
it's
accordion
easy stuff.
going.
They say $19 billion. Think of it, is missing. 19 billion.
Do you guys know what he's talking about here before we go on? I do.
Oh man, I'm
More
forgetting
fraud
what I
stuff.
read the other day. Oh man.
Yeah, okay. So there's this like right-wing nut job grifter like podcast personality. I can't remember his name, Nick something or another. He did this whole supposed expose where he like just went into this like Somali-owned building in Minnesota, and he just started like pointing at doors and like, oh, this one's costing us $3 million, and like, oh, look at this place based on like whatever they do, that's like $4 million of taxpayer money that's being defrauded. And there's no data. There's nothing that backs it up. He's just straight up being racist to people from other countries. And this was the same dude who also then went to these Somali-run daycares, and they wouldn't let him in. So then he's like, "Oh, well, they're empty. These aren't real daycares." But it's like, what daycare in this country is gonna let a strange fucking man in? If any of them do, they should be shut down.
Yeah. No, this is the same, pretty sure the same guy who went to like the I think it was in California. It was a UPS store on the first floor and then apartment buildings. And he's like, they're all registered, all 50 people registered to vote from this one address, not saying, or the UPS store. That's what he said at this UPS store. And it's like, but no, there's an apartment building here. And that's what happens. All this shit they're like saying about fraud, all this fraud going on, and they're getting away with it. And then they're not, because all of these instances of fraud that get brought up have either been prosecuted or are actively being prosecuted. I got into a little fucking back and forth with someone. They're like, and I'm like, you didn't prove your thing. You showed me people who got caught. You're saying all these people are getting away with it. That's what all these governors and fucking city council members and NGOs getting away with all this fraud. I'm like, but you didn't provide proof of anyone getting away with anything. These are people who were fucking caught.
Yes.
It's like, I just don't like, what the fuck? Because their brains are shut off. They're just like, hey, he said there's fraud. The president said there's fraud. They're eating the dogs and cats. Fucking, it's true. Without applying a fucking ounce of like critical thinking. Anyways, it's just like, what?
Yeah, and this there's this like $19 billion number that I'm pretty sure it's this YouTuber that came up with this $19 billion number. There's $19 billion in fraud. As far as like confirmed fraud, it was something in the range of like 11 million, and this was over like a bunch of people, and it wasn't all Somalis. This was like white-owned businesses too. Yeah. And this was all stuff that they found years ago that they're just trying to like take credit for now. $19 billion. I want to put this into perspective. The Minnesota state budget for the year is $37 million, or $37 billion. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you're telling me that half of that budget is fraud?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure. I guarantee you there is fraud. There is no budget that size that doesn't have some amount of fraud into it. But I guarantee you it is not half.
Yeah. Well, but most of the fraud being perpetrated is not by Somalis. It's by rich white people who fucking cheat on their taxes and do all kinds of shady fucking bullshit.
Rich white people cheating on their taxes. How dare you, good sir?
You don't.
There is no more trust.
Okay, I'm sure there's some not white people also cheating on their taxes. People. I don't want to be racist about this, but
it's an equal opportunity tax cheating.
It's not some fucking Somali immigrant working at a daycare, okay? Like,
it just.
Yeah. Well,
it blows my mind, the stupidity of people. Like when I first heard that number, I was like, wait, what? And then I went and looked at the state budget. I'm like, what? Where do you get $19 billion that could possibly be fraud? Where?
Think about it. Well, what did fucking what's her nut say that President Trump has saved like fucking 300 million people from overdosing in this country, and it's like that's pretty much the entire population. Like,
and yes, the Doge checks show up just as soon as the ballroom is complete.
Yeah, I think that's where the checks went. Sorry.
Oh man, I'm gonna spend all that on a new guitar. Let me tell you, that's all. That's where that money's going. New guitar money.
You more of an Epiphone or a Les Paul kind of guy?
No, fuck it. I'm getting some like nice custom build thing. Couple of thousands.
Like a Strandberg.
No. Something like a fucking plug-in. Woo!
It's a 1976 white Fender Stratocaster. No Stairway, bro.
Stairway denied.
Yeah. Well, it's this whole just talking about the fraud, all the fraud bullshit they come up with and everything. It's all like it's just more fucking like, don't pay attention to the people who are actually destroying our democracy and society. You know, these
don't pay attention to the fact that I grifted like $3 billion out of people in crypto in the last year.
These fucks want to say how, the Democrats, that's the other thing about like, as far as illegals or undocumented, however you want to put it, they just make up numbers. Originally they're like, Biden let 15 million illegals in. And that became 20 and then 25. And the other day, J.D. Vance is like 30 million. And I'm like, it was 15 a year and a half ago. So
I thought you already deported like
if we
6
have
billion of
30
them.
now, I'm gonna say it's on you guys because you've been in here for over a year.
No, but according to them, there hasn't been a single border crossing in 2026.
It's all a distraction to the fact that, you know, people like Elon Musk are actually destroying our democracy, not undocumented immigrants voting in elections.
And he came here as an undocumented immigrant, but anyway.
Hey, you know, that guy had a hard life.
Yeah, I know it's hard when your dad owns a diamond mine in a country where you're white.
He's a beautiful soul, and you're just talking down to him.
His dad's a
He
fucking
came in with nothing but $30,000 and a beautiful family legacy of apartheid. Okay? Shame on you.
You can't forget about the white genocide in South Africa. I mean, that's what's really important. That's why those are the only people that Trump's letting into the country now.
Wait, hold up. I thought that was all over because I thought a bunch of white South Africans wanted to go home now all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like, did you see that a bunch of them left because a bunch of them, like fucking a third to half of them, like went back because they said America was too expensive and dangerous. So yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. My hyena laugh.
They went back to as victims of a race war to a place where they're oppressed.
Because they're not really refugees.
They
anyway,
got
just a little bit left on this video.
All right.
You know, if we would solve half of the fraud problem, Pam, in this country, we would have more than a balanced budget. Because we don't need the Hormuz Strait. We don't need it.
We don't need it.
We don't need it at all. We have so much oil. Our country is not affected by this. We have
then why is my heating oil $6 a
the amount
gallon?
of oil as Saudi Arabia or Russia? We're a party of common sense. The Democrats are a party of insanity.
Evil.
They're a party that will destroy our country. If I didn't win this election, I believe our country would have been destroyed by now. 1 year, that's all it would have taken. If you had Kamala, I don't want a person with mental disability to be my president.
Yeah, that's the best line fucking ever. I don't want someone with mental disabilities to be my president. In a meeting that you just fell asleep in.
You and me both.
I feel like you voted for yourself, so I'm gonna say that's a lie.
He did just vote for himself through mail-in voting. I'm so glad he took advantage of his ability to mail-in vote.
Well, the election in
Not
Florida.
for himself, but yeah.
Yeah, but he probably did. I think he did mail in vote for himself in the
last election. Probably.
Yeah, to it.
Because why would he go to the polls with the common rabble? Never, not once.
Yeah.
No.
That's how when he talks about groceries and gas. I'm like, you've never fucking
Very
gone grocery shopping or pumped fucking a drop of gas in your life, you fucking Nancy boy. Fuck.
Yeah, the thing, like, and I've already kind of alluded to it. The last time's gas was like $4 or so a gallon. Heating oil wasn't coming up to almost $6. That tells me like this time is different, and we haven't even truly begun to see the effects of how this is going to hit the world, because most places are running on reserves right now, and even though we have the oil here within the U.S., there's a bunch of complicated shit and reasons why we export most of our oil. Because we don't have the right refineries for it. We import other types of oil that our refineries were originally made for before the fracking boom got more light oil. Yeah. So, like, when Trump says that we don't use the Strait of Hormuz, where we do actually get like 4% of our oil through there, he's not untrue, but then to go on to say it doesn't affect us, it still definitely affects us. Unless you're going to nationalize the oil industry and then keep all of our stuff domestic. And then that's like a whole other thing. And that's socialism, by the way, which, I mean, they love socialism. This is the most socialist administration ever.
We know they're inept and unqualified. And even just as your lay person normal dumbass American, like I know that we live in a global economy. And that all of these things, all of these markets are tied together.
President Trump.
So when you disrupt, the supply, like we were talking about with tariffs, like where it's another dumbass fucking MAGA bullshit talking point where they're just like, well, if they make it here, they won't have to pay tariffs. Well, guess what, dumb fuck? There are materials that you can't get in America. You have to buy them from someone else. Just like potash coming over from Canada, and like
just like the very specific minerals that we're going to need to rebuild those radar stations that cost $1 billion each that Iran bombed in Iran that take 8 years to rebuild.
Yeah.
Our stuff that we had all over the Middle East for years. This never happened during the Iraq or Afghanistan wars. But now that Iran has taken out like all of our radar stations in the Middle East. So cool.
You know what?
Well, there wasn't really much of, Iraq wasn't really much of a war for us. It was just, we left.
We were just fucking around in the sand.
Well, we took out the secular government, and then you had two factions of Muslims that were fighting and killing each other, and also.
And now the country is worse off than when we started. But, Afghanistan, about the same. It's just a different group of fuckheads in charge, but it's basically the same goddamn thing.
But the thing with Iran is it is like, it's a national army that you're talking about taking on, and they have.
Right, and they have a lot more people than either Iraq or Afghanistan combined.
They have missile and drone capabilities. So when we fucking bomb their fucking country and kill their leader, and
though according to today in the cabinet meeting, like 90% of their rockets and missiles, they're gone now. They've either used them or we've destroyed them. We don't believe that, but
we fully obliterated them 3 times now.
You know what? You guys need to focus on the fact that President Trump is giving away $2,000 to start up a fund for your child to get a head start in life. Do you understand? That
they can't cash out till they're 18 and under very specific circumstances.
Very specifically, my child, you all know my child, the child that definitely exists and is a real child in the real world, can get $2,000 now. That's going to sit in an account, and they can just like go into the bank every now and then and just kind of look at the check and be like, God damn it, I want to get this. It's incredible what he's doing for our nation. Oh man, I've never been so excited.
Right. Before this person even put this comment in, we made our front card here today for the ICE at the airports, and we've been talking about all this other stuff for 40 minutes. So let's get to Gestapo in the airports.
Yeah.
That is a thing that we need to talk about. Sorry. How fun. So we didn't fund an entire group of people that includes a specific group of people that we don't want to fund at all because they're really not good people. And then when other people that were affected by that stopped getting a paycheck, we sent the people that we didn't like to begin with that were goons to do their jobs. Cool.
Thank God.
This makes so much sense. I love being in this country. This is objectively the best timeline.
I loved seeing them stand around like they don't even offer to help. They know where their place is. They just stand around looking like the biggest, dumbest idiots you've ever fucking seen. I love watching them run away from cameras, telling people they can't be filmed, even though they're in a massive public area. Yeah.
Well, what do you expect them to do? They don't even know the rules that they're supposed to be using when they're doing their intended job. So you think they are qualified in any way to conduct security checks? Like, they're not trained in this. They're basically there just to harass people or whatever. I don't know. The funny thing I thought too is you see a bunch of them look like a bunch of like fucking 18 and 19-year-old kids and shit. I don't know. Like, it's really, this whole thing is very just taking bizarre turn after bizarre turn. And also hilarious that they're not wearing masks in the airports. Oh, they got to wear masks because then if people find out who they are, it can put their lives in danger, but not at the airport. That's okay. And they never needed masks before, but they do now.
Oh my God, there's a video of like 2 18-year-old girls just the giddiest fucking women you've ever seen in your life. You know, that's what they are. They're young women. And they just run up to these soldiers with their cameras. Oh my God, look at it. They don't even have masks on. And like the soldiers back away. Like they are scared of these like super giddy, super hyped up. And like they keep following them around. Why are you guys not looking at us? Check out our cool cameras. It's so funny, dude. Look it up sometime.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I was wondering how a fuck ice shirt would go over.
Yeah, it'll go over until you have to do the extra security screenings.
Yeah. Deeper, daddy. Really freak them out.
Yeah, this just proves like what we've been saying all along, that this is just Trump's personal Gestapo. It's interesting. So like they're also not receiving a paycheck right now, but these guys are so fucking loyal that they will keep doing the fascism because they enjoy it. They don't care. I'm sure they care if they get a paycheck.
Yeah.
But they're more willing to like grit and bear.
Yeah. Now some of them before were complaining the last shutdown. It's also like I mean, this is what Project 2025's goal was, right? To make government just not function.
Yep.
But I mean, it's like, do you remember another president's term where we have a shutdown every like fucking 6 months basically? They come to a
the
deal.
last Trump term.
They come to it. They come to a deal. Did we have how many shutdowns did we have during that one? I forgot. But what are we on?
3,
two now or 3? Okay, so we're probably going to match that. But I mean, we're just in a little over a year here, about a year and a quarter almost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucking. It's like just the extreme incompetence of like. Like they sent ICE like to the Olympics with the vice president, didn't they? Wasn't he like their security?
Yeah,
like
part of it. Yeah, like why?
That's what Trump's just like. Oh, send ICE. Like he just doesn't. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
They are the personal Gestapo.
He's so dumb where he's just like, oh, you got problems along the lines of the airports. Send ICE. You know, you got a bad severe cold. Send ICE. Fucking.
I'm waiting for them to deploy ICE as the boots on the ground in Iran, since they're not technically military, so they can be like, oh, look, we don't actually have boots on the ground.
I'm actually very much in favor of that. I think they should.
Me too. Send them. Send her.
Definitely should send ICE to Iran.
You guys want to kill some brown people? By Jesus, we are going to send you to a place where you can try and do that.
I wholeheartedly support that. You know what? Those good men and I want to say women, but I'm not going to go that far because I haven't seen any.
I'm sure there's one or two.
There are. Well, they're being unmasked now, so we're seeing it. It's actually a lot more people of color and like Hispanics than.
Yeah, that's something that has surprised me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's some shit I've seen like people fighting about online.
Well, I mean,
like,
fucking Marco.
Support
Marco.
Women. That's what these MAGA are like. Oh, it's all support women until they work for ICE, and it's like, yeah, we don't care what gender or race you are. Like you are now kowtowing to fucking fascism and are now an active mechanism for fascism. So we don't care. Like it's like the thing with the Epstein files. Oh, well, what about like? No, not what about. Like, if you fucking raped children, I don't care what political party, fucking gender, race, fucking religious belief, you should go to fucking jail, you know? But
Josh, is that a reference to Rubio? Does he? Because like I had never thought about it, but Rubio kind of looks like Dean Cain.
No, remember Dean Cain there was the whole thing about being recruited by ICE, but he was just like a spokesman and he wasn't gonna
yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
But like, it was like a thing for like a week.
Okay.
You know, and there was that footage of him trying to run the course and shit.
Right. Oh yeah.
So we got to send Dean Cain. Is that what he's saying? He'll get this airport situation straightened out.
Dean Cain and Mark Wayne, 2028 split.
Trump And Trump would just be like, Superman, send Superman and Mark Wayne.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to write science fiction nowadays, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The Dean Cain and Mark Wayne Variety Hour.
Kane Wayne, it rhymes.
All right. We've got like 15 minutes, and there's a bunch of other shit I want to talk about. This one's just kind of made minor. We already kind of talked about ground troops and RAN and like ICE. And what the weird thing is they've now raised the enlistment age to 42, and now it's okay if you've like smoked a little bit of the devil's lettuce or whatever.
This is where being old is going to be an advantage.
It feels like the draft is coming next, even though like I know that there's a bunch of problems with drafting people, and most people do. I'm betting this guy does not. I'm betting he thinks it's going to be like this new like induction of a whole new generation of patriots.
Yeah.
To draft them.
I see this as they'll probably try to market this as a TikTok challenge. That's what I'm seeing out of this administration.
I think this will be the thing that finally convinces younger generations that drugs are cool again. You know, we finally got the hippie stink off of it, and we're just not going to war with Iran. It's frickin' sweet.
Well, the only problem with that is besides, you know, a little bit of the marijuana's there. Pretty much nothing's getting into the country for a while. Woo!
People could make stuff. You know, people are resourceful. I believe in them.
I mean, you literally can't make some of it without other stuff.
Breaking Bad is at least 50% real, people. Keep that in mind, okay?
Yeah, there's a thing called meth, and there's
and just to be clear, we are not endorsing the use of any illegal drugs here.
But if you do,
we're just riffing.
Well, I endorse weed.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where we live. That's legal. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, me, no. I would never touch the devil's lettuce. Terrible, filthy nonsense I will not put in my mouth. I will not take
it's okay if you don't inhale, I'm told.
I will not take marijuana leaves and wrap them around my tongue. Okay? Stay away from me, radical libs.
Yeah, the only thing that, if you're MAGA, the only thing that should be going in your mouth is another dude's wiener at a political convention.
You tell Mark Wayne. So something that really bothers me as somebody that has bet on professional and amateur sports for about 15 years, both legally and otherwise, I really hate these prediction markets that we have now, Poly Market and Kalshi and whatever the fuck else. If you can bet on human misery, that's where it's just there is a goddamn line in the sand, and that's where I draw it. And specifically something that's come to light recently is that there have been these like whale bets made both here and in the stock market with this incredible frequency of about 15 minutes before Trump announces something, so that they are like right there primed to be win their future or like profit off of stocks.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite obvious what's going on. You know, somebody has information and they're capitalizing on it to the tunes of millions of dollars. This is just like one of those things like, you know, you see this fantasy that, you know, Dems are going to take power back and, you know, convict Trump and all. It's like, well, what fucking crimes do you prosecute out of these?
In what world?
Hundreds of people, like, you know, you could prosecute that as a crime, you know, but you have to get records and all this sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not holding out too much hope that anyone's ever going to be held accountable for anything, because the people that are supposed to be doing the holding of account are crooked themselves.
Yeah, you know, they're bending over.
Yeah, literally. There's about I feel there's about 5 members in all of Congress that are worth a damn.
I mean, we have probably had at least 20 just full-on, like, crimes, like, fully impeachable crimes, and they haven't done anything.
Every fucking day, man.
And the war crimes are adding up fucking fast.
Yeah.
And if we end up bombing, here's another thing that, like, has been kind of quietly forgotten just because now I don't think they're going to do it because I think Iran called their bluff. But when Trump said, oh, you got 48 hours, Iran, to open straight or we're going to bomb your biggest power plant, which is a fucking war crime, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they didn't. And then Trump's like, oh, okay, well, now you have 5 more days. And he moved the goalpost.
Oh, he didn't say 2 weeks.
So, yeah, he
that in
tacoed
2 weeks
on this very serious threat. And
Well,
now
look at what they're
he
doing.
either has to commit a war crime or move the goalpost or admit he's wrong. And he'll never, ever do option 3. He never has, never will.
Look at what we're doing to Cuba. You know, like
that's a whole other fucking
what the
thing.
fuck,
That is something that is going. It's bad. The people we talked about this
and
last.
you're not
week quite a
seeing.
bit,
We're not
but-
even seeing like. Have you seen like any Dems like talking about it? You know what I
Nope.
mean? Like, yeah. So like,
I mean, to be fair, like
the fuck are
they're
they
not.
doing?
They're not
What do
even
they
doing
do?
enough for the problems we have here in America right now. So,
Yeah. But what are they doing?
fuck
They do
them.
fucking nothing. They do fucking nothing.
generally, I mean, they got Kristi Noem kicked out. That's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Kristi
But then
Noem.
you just moved in Mark Wayne.
Yeah.
So whatever. We'll see where that goes.
It's like shitting your pants and changing your shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, one of the other just like little things, Trump received an award yesterday, a very prestigious award made for a audience of one. It's the Very Big Boy Award presented by the GOP at large by Mike Johnson. This is the America First Award. We basically just gave a participation trophy to an 80-year-old toddler.
Yep. Yeah. Wasn't it the Making America Great Award? Something like that. I'm pretty sure.
America First.
Oh, America First. That was it. I can't keep track
Yeah,
of all that bullshit rhetoric.
It's so America First. All of these policies. You see these numbers down here where this is definitely not us first. This is for America. We're bombing Iran and betting on it for America.
I'm sorry, Dustin. I don't know what numbers are. I'm American. You need to speak clear. You need to get rid of all the
Bigger
scientific
numbers.
jargon.
Yeah, you can't have your enhanced ACA credits to keep your insurance rates low, but we've got fucking 200 billion or so on top of an already $1 trillion+ budget for the Pentagon. We have 40 billion for Venezuela. We have money for everything else. We have money for
Argentina. Don't
ballroom.
forget Argentina.
Argentina. Oh, sorry, that was Argentina. 40 billion for Argentina. Venezuela is the one we fucked.
Oh, thank God. I'm glad they have money and I don't. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, we have money for all that. On and on. But
Just a charming
fuck
fella.
you. That's America First, buddy. Me and my rich friends are fucking fleecing this place. That's America First.
Well, speaking of the rich, maybe kind of conserving some amount of capital, we've all had various stances on AI here. Sora, the video generation that was part of ChatGPT, it's going to be shut down. This thing reportedly used burnt $15 million a day from the company just so that people can make stupid memes and so the president of the United States can troll people.
Yeah.
10 seconds at a time.
New York City from a jet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not to count the the freshwater usage and all that.
Yeah, out of all of the AI stuff, this is like one of the most resource intensive, one of the most capital intensive, and I'm so glad it's gone. Like out of all of the uses of AI, like I can actually see a few of them being okay. This was always the one that kind of bothered me the most, and I'm really glad that it didn't pan out early in the game.
Okay. I really want to say that I'm pretty fucking thankful that Disney isn't going to be using this. I mean, is there a possibility they're going to leech on to another big AI thing to do animation with? Probably. I do, but I also want to keep that trail as short as possible, like, because there is a history of actual innovation in animation that I respect on some level. It's about the only thing of Disney I really respect because it's a terrible, evil, sickening conglomerate. And on top of that, like Walt Disney was a terrible person that did terrible things. We all know
This
this.
is the first. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Oh, okay, good to know. We'll catch up more later, bud. But in essence, like the fact that he was able to innovate with animation mattered. Like it actually did matter. Yeah. And like doing this stuff is an affront. Yeah.
Robbie, what if I give you one more minute to talk specifically about, and if you even know about this, how Adobe is dropping their like animator program in favor of more AI, so that like people like big studios that have been using it for years are now like, you have like a year to finish your project, and then we're literally cutting it. It's not even that there's no support; it just won't exist. You won't be able to use it. I'm going to take it you don't know anything about that, Robbie.
Hello, Robbie. You there, man?
Have a great day. Sorry about that. I had to do something at the store real quick.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Right next to my office, I did something really badly. I heard you talking about the Adobe Animator, and the thing about that is it's like a pioneering animation program, and it matters like to a whole generation of people. A whole generation of people figured out how to animate first on this. Like, this is one of the programs that defines the look of Flash animation.
I was gonna say it's basically like an evolution of Flash, right?
Yeah. Like this is one of the programs that became the modern stepping stones for like better Flash animation into the really decent looking CGI 2D we have today. So yeah, a whole generation of people like cried out in anger because they're still using this damn thing. I got attached to this thing a long time ago, and yeah, that stuff that feels a little mean spirited and kind of like a betrayal kind of thing, because it's a program that is so foundational. There really aren't many programs that have done more than what it does a lot of the time. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I do. So how do you think? Do you think there's any possibility that AI, the type of AI that Adobe's been investing in, could replace any part of that?
Well, no, I don't think it will, because they don't want to replace that per se. They want to completely take over it and people to stop using it completely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Replace it with AI, basically.
Yeah, but see, I don't think people. That's not what animators want from these programs. You understand? They want the flexibility to actually like take their models and do things like the AI they want to do with it'll probably have a generative quality to it, and they'll expect artists to start adapting to this generative thing as well. I could be wrong about that. I only know so much about it, but either way, it still seems like an extremely cheap and thoughtless attempt to do this, because animators want to be able to take their characters and move them around. Animators want to be able to very specifically draw inside their programs and create actual shapes, instead of like having to worry about the program feeding them shapes or something like that. I listen to a lot of podcasts with animators, and they talk about how it's okay, to do automatic in-betweening with Adobe and things like that, and it helps give them a certain amount of idea of what they need to do going forward, but it's not the same. When they in-between and actually do it by hand, it gives it a different dynamic. So I don't know what this AI program they want to supplant it with could really add on to the experience an animator is actually looking to accomplish. That's my 10 cents on it. Like, I think it's thoughtless horse shit, like I don't
figured that's where you were gonna land. And that's it's a really weird move to me. Like, and the people that I feel for are the like bigger production houses that might be using it as part of like an animated movie that takes literally years, and now they have just over a year where you're literally not going to be able to use it after that. So you better get your shit either done or
Yeah.
like into some other medium to produce.
And I believe they're allowing people who have already paid for it to continue using it. Like it's not going to have updates or anything, but it's also not going to go away. Like it's not just going to become insolvent on your PC or something if you get an update. Yeah.
All right. Couple more things before we get out of here. So Pete Hegseth Pastor and Pete, apparently they've had some things to say about James Tallarico, the Senate candidate from Texas. That looks like a Dem senator may actually have a very small chance of taking a Texas Senate seat.
Yep.
Don't need it.
There is no low too low for these people. That's what I think when I see these sorts of things. You know, but I mean, he's Pete Hegseth Pastor, so it's not really shocking.
Nothing
in any
like
way.
Christian love.
Yeah. No hate like Christian love.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that people like James Tallarico are saying, you know, your Christian nationalism isn't Christian.
That ought to change their minds.
It's nice to see some pushback. But and I mean, that appeals to people. It doesn't appeal to me because I think it's all nonsense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can win in Texas without being you have to fit a certain thing to get enough votes, I think. So
a certain look, you would say, maybe?
You have to have religion. You have to be Christian, probably. Like,
yeah, that probably helps.
Christian, and you know, like liberal, but not too liberal. I don't know his policies that well. I don't know how. I think he has some progressive type stuff in there, but
yeah,
the funny thing about
moderate.
The funny thing about that is that, like, you know, literally watched videos where, you know, just like man on the street, and they're like, "What do you think of, that we feed school children? You know, just feed all school children, no matter what." You know, and most people are like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and then, but as soon as it's coming from the left, you know, once it's framed as an idea coming from someone on the left, then they're immediately the people who are like, "Yeah, it's a good idea," but they're like, "Oh, that's a liberal idea," then no, I'm against it, just because, you know, now that's coming from, you know, or I've seen them like, President Trump, you know, this is a policy proposal that Trump wants to get done. And they're like, yeah. And then they're like, actually, that was Joe Biden or whoever. And they're like, oh, no, then I'm not for it. It's like.
I just had a random thought, you know, based on like what you're saying about James Tallarico. Seems progressive, but he's also like kind of traditional family, whatever.
Yeah.
Which would you rather have, a Susan Collins Republican or a Kyrsten Sinema Democrat? If you had to choose between the two.
If I had to choose, none.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
not good choices.
Yeah, no. You have someone who pays lip service. Well, they both pay lip service, and then, you know, just I mean, as far as Sinema, she just goes, you know, she's a classic case of like said one thing to get elected, and now that she's in office, she doesn't follow the things that she said. Collins is a little more sneaky at this point, I think. She's good at framing herself as a moderate, but then she just falls right in line. And this is more relative to you and I, but I am really fucking tired of seeing these ads. Call Senator Collins and thank her today for fucking
stopping
protecting
diabetes
veterans.
or yeah.
I'm just like,
There's been a bunch
fuck
of these
you.
ads where it's like, praise your current senator. Why?
Yeah, she got this done. She got a deal done for BIW.
She solved Wilford Brimley's diabetes.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure she's done some things that have been beneficial to the state, but at the same time, she's done a fucking hell of a lot more damage than anything good. That's for sure. As long as she's been in there, what, fucking like 20
She voted for all
years.
of the stupidest people in the Trump administration, even though she had concerns about them. Oh, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You know, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to vote for him, even though I don't believe in him. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so the last thing we had on our slate here, a little bit over time. Adam, did you want to talk about No Kings for a minute?
We can. We were talking about, different subjects, and I was like, oh, well, people have been talking about that's going on this Saturday, and I don't know. I'm pretty jaded on the whole thing.
I won't be out there. Like when you're ready to start the revolution, let me know. I'm not marching in the streets about not having a king when we have a fucking king, and this is not doing it.
Yeah, no, we're past the protesting in my mind. I mean, sure, if that's what you want to do to make yourself feel better about the situation, like you're actually doing something. But
that's just it. I'm definitely not telling people don't go out there and do it. If you feel like that's what makes your voice feel heard, go do it.
Yeah, I mean, protest has worked in the past, but it's like a long-term concentrated effort, like women's suffrage, and I think it took them almost 100 years to get it done. So for damn near a century, you had people who made their lives mission to get out there and just beat the ground and be organized and finally fucking beat the system into submission. And that's just kind of like one thing I was thinking about recently is that, like, when the country was founded, it was rich white guys, only white men who own land could vote, and anything above that as far as voting rights or expansion of any sort of like civil liberties to people who don't fall within that category, that's been fought for, and that's what we see now is they're trying to turn this back. They're trying to concentrate even more power into their hands. They don't want us to even be able to fucking vote. They don't. They want to take it. That's what make America great again really means in their minds. Let's make it back into an exclusive club where only fucking white men who have money count.
You want to get like a group of people together and go stand in front of Marco Rubio's house and troll the shit out of him until he is willing to do the 25th Amendment along with the rest of the cabinet. Great. You got to have something targeted. I mean, this message of this generic no kings message, like, yeah, it should be obvious. No kings, but like we basically have a king here. King's already here. We need something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, but just be safe out there. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not against it. I just don't feel like it's really. I mean, look at the history of protest. Even Vietnam. I think we talked about that. Even Vietnam, how many years of protest were going on around that, and it didn't change until the public soured on the idea. Until they sent enough fucking kids home in body bags. That's what changed it. And unfortunately,
pretty much.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think maybe a movement reminding these people that the voting in the democracy is the alternative to the the historical reality of how power is taken and how things are changed. You know, that's the whole idea of this country, or what I was taught is, that you can have a change of power with a vote, without bloodshed. But
Yeah, about that.
yeah, so
I mean, I'd like to think
yeah.
that we can change this without bloodshed, but I don't think this is what's going to be the engine of change.
Well, there's a lot I want to say, but I don't want to say it in a public forum on the internet. So that's why I'm saying just look at history and you'll understand my point, as to how these things play out, the bright spot is that all fascist regimes eventually crumble.
Oh yeah. It's only a matter of time.
How bad?
How long are we going to deal with this shit?
Before we get to a break point, how much worse is it going to get? And none of us can answer that. I don't know. We're lucky in a way that these fuckers are so incompetent, because if people who are actually smart had harnessed this sort of movement and this cult of personality, it could be a lot worse. And that seems weird because it's pretty fucking bad right now, but it could be worse if they weren't such bumbling fucking idiots.
Yeah, I mean, I fully expected and maybe it was just my technique to self-soothe, but when we got another Trump administration, I assumed, okay, we're going to spend 1 year doing something and then 3 more years, like a revolving door cabinet, like the first administration, and nothing will truly get done.
Yeah.
Because there's too much dysfunction and backstabbing. But they've gotten more done than I thought, even though that second thing is starting to come true a little bit, but not as bad as the first admin just yet anyway.
Well, the first one, you actually had qualified people that were put in these positions, and they often would not go along with his worst impulses.
Round there was actually a few people in there like Ben Barr that I actually kind of respected. There's not one of these fuckers that I respect. Not one.
No, they learned their lesson. They've just put in toadies. It's just being a loyalist. That's the only qualification you need to have any power in this administration. You just have to be a fucking ass kisser and not make Trump look bad like Kristi Noem did. That's why she got fired. It wasn't because of all the horrible shit that the department she was overseeing did. It was because she fucking got up there. And so, I mean, if the Democrats actually were in opposition, you think they would be spending their time fucking dragging these people into hearings and trying to make them and the president look bad, gum up the works, cause some chaos, but they're not, because they're funded by most of the same people. And we know what's up. So it's, again, that's like protests. Well, who are you appealing to with your protest? Because I don't see a fucking spine. Like I said, maybe about five people I feel like actually have a spine and are like trying to fucking do what they can, but it's not enough. So anyways,
pretty much. With that, let's wrap this thing up for the week. I would like to thank Adam and Robbie for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
We yapped into the void, and thank you, all you yappers, for listening to us. So, till we see you again sometime soon with some more stupid political news of the week,